Happening, troops. Fucking sorry I've been off for a few days, man. Fucking I've got some mad kinda thing going on with my side. No been getting good sleeps in that the past 2 nights. It reminds me of something that happened when I was in class last year. And I'd fucked my shoulder and they were saying they thought it was torn ligaments, but I've not been to class, so I know it's nothing to do with that. Don't know what it is, but sort it out. um, I thought I'd come on and talk about something, right? That I've noticed in the media, and it kinda maybe ties in with some stuff that's been going on in Scotland recently. And that topic is obviously knife crime. And it is a bit of a touchy subject for a lot of people, you know what I mean? I suppose all crime is if you've ever experienced it or had to go through it or whatever. Like with me, I don't really let bother. I don't take it in personal, you know what I mean? Like if I heard somebody saying like a comment like fucking feed them all bread and water. Like I remember one time I was talking to a boy, right, in a cafe, and I was just out, and I didn't tell him I'd been in prison. I can't mind what I'd asked him. I'd asked him something like, "Do you think prisoners should have the right to vote?" Something like that. Something just innocuous, not what I mean. But it wasn't right. It was something else. I think it was something maybe a bit more serious. And he was like, "No, no, no, that." And I ended up like kind of telling him about my past and that, and he was kind of like, "Oh, I'm sorry if I offended you." I was like, "No, how the fuck would you offend me? I don't give a fuck." Know what I mean? Like different if you were single me out, but anyway, uh, obviously there's been a couple of kind of high profile knife incidents up here and that, and it one of these cases is too much, especially when it involves young kids. Know what I mean? But I just noticed um, the day that two 12-year-old boys have been convicted of murder in Nottingham Crown Court. A murder that happened in Wolverhampton in November last year. Two 12-year-old boys, right? Murdered a 19-year-old young guy, Sean Sisahai, I think his name is. He's Caribbean. Boy came here to fucking get medical treatment for his eyesight. He's obviously been living in the UK and that. And one night last November, he's out with his pal, right? And they go to this like kind of park, fields, playing fields, you know, where like probably every single one of us would know a place like this in our scheme, like where everybody fucking goes at night and to do whatever, walk about, walk their dog, fucking drink wine, whatever. And Sean Sisahai and his pal have been like sitting on these park benches and then got up and decided to walk round the park. But they've came full circle and came back to the benches that they were originally at, and there was two 12-year-old boys there. One of them's got a fucking 16, 17-inch bladed machete down his fucking trousers, not him. And I think there was two, they were talking to two young lassies, so two boys, two lassies, and then the victim and his pal have walked round, and they've started kind of talking and that, but I think that one of the kids, one of the 12-year-old boys, had shoulder checked him or something, and like I remember being 19, right? I couldn't, maybe where I grew up wasn't that bad, but I couldn't ever envisage that happening, and it just kind of makes you wonder, like, what the fuck's going on with kids, like did the wee guy do it because he knew he had his pal and he had a chopper doing him, or was the wee guy just that blasé and reckless, carefree, gone that way that I keep talking about? Is it just that? Whatever, I don't know, but one of them's pulled this machete out, right? And Sean Seaside, the victims, told his pal to run, but when Sean started running, he fell, and obviously the two 12-year-old boys have caught up to him and started whatever, because obviously they're 12-year-old boys, they weren't named in the media or anything like that, and sadly just stabbed him, slashed at him, hacked at him. I believe that he had a skull fracture where a piece of bone had just departed his head for hacking at him, and I believe it was he'd been stabbed through the back and it penetrated his heart, and the skull fracture, that's how he died. And like that just fucking, see, when you hear this, well, I'm talking about myself here, I'm no talking about, obviously I imagine some of yous will think and feel the same as well, because most days are human, know what I mean? There's something human still in us, even though we fuck up in life and like argue with your fucking wife or your brother or your ex, whatever, do you know what I mean? There's still something human in us, we're no fucking like monsters, know what I mean? I know these are 12-year-old boys, but like, what kind of life with these wee guys living at home where they're carrying fucking choppers like this? And listen, I carried knives and all that, but, and I'm not saying, but I didn't do it at 12-year-old, like, no, you're carrying a knife, you're carrying a knife. I think it's worse if you're a kid. Adults, I think it's like, right, you're all the man you're ever gonna be, sort of thing, but with a kid, I'm like, what, man? And just to think that when I'd read that there's always, when we see this is what they're saying in the media, these are the two youngest killers to be convicted of murder in the UK since the James Bulger case, and that's pretty, so that case was what, 30 years ago or something, so it's, and we're always seeing with any kind of criminal duo, if you want to call it that there's always a dominant one and a more assertive one and a kind of more compliant one. And I'd seen that one of the 12-year-olds in this case had been searching for weapons and looking up weapons, taking photos of weapons and all that, and I just, red flags going off all the fucking pitch, you know what I mean? And it makes me wonder, like, what, like, are they ordering them online and just fucking, like, passing them out? Because, like, when I was a wee guy, like, we got, like, shit out of Victor Morris. It was a shop in Glasgow Town Centre that probably fucking every Ned in Glasgow fucking knew about, you know what I mean? And I'm not laughing at that, like, I think it's funny, I'm just like, we would get these out there, or somebody would have one. I suppose it's like in America, right, when guns are used and they're going fucking, we need to regulate guns and we need to ban guns and all that, and how, mate, see all the cunts that fucking, that are able to buy them, it just gets passed down. It's like, if you order an iPhone line, if I order it now and I sell it to fucking my next door neighbour, I'm 2 years down the line, and then he sells it to fucking or gives it away to a wee guy, or some wee dick steals it out his house. Like, there's no way to regulate it like that, I don't think. You can regulate it, but fucking, there's always got to be one that slips through, you know what I mean? And the mad thing was that I'd seen that, see the region where this happened, the West Midlands, like this has got the highest fucking level of knife crime in the UK than now or something. And I'm like, fucking hell, man, like. And what kinda I noted was post offence behaviour was they're on, this is what they do now if any's up, whatever, whoever's a parent will probably know about this, like fucking they're on group chats now and like mad. I just think that's mad, know what I mean? If, like, I don't I don't like it. I don't really agree with my son get kind of partaking in that kind of stuff, because there's no way for really parents to monitor it. Obviously I'm not saying I'd keep tabs on my kid in the sense that I'm a hands-on dad and monitor his communications in so much as I need to know who he's talking to. I'm not necessarily reading fucking text messages, you know what I mean? But there was all these comments like fucking is what it is, know how they kind of bragging and the carefree attitude and all, and I was like, wee man, if you're lucky, if you're lucky, you'll see the evil in what you've just done. Maybe 10, 20, 30 years down the road when you realise how much you've fucked your life. And maybe the only saving grace is you're 12-year-old. But you're either about to go one or two ways. You're either about to go through the system and get worse and worse. Take drugs, fight the system, fucking sell drugs, want to do contracts, whatever. Or you're gonna fucking be like, what the fuck have I done? And time will tell what path it is, know what I mean? And any time I see this shit, man, it just makes me think of like my own kid and all that. Do you know what I mean? And it's just a horrendous thought that one day your kid could leave the house and then next time you're hearing from them it's like a chap at the door. Like, no parent should have to go through that, man, and it sounds so fucked up just sitting like talking about it, because like I'm not talking about when I was 12, man. I was a fucking scared rabbit at 12-year-old. I'm talking about teenage years, early 20s, man, like the height of my fucking undeveloped, immature brain. Because, and I always said I loved doing all this because I didn't know any better at the time. It was all my life was about just a waste of time and waste of energy. But that was my way of letting out, see whatever was wrong with me at the time, right? That was my way of letting out all that acting up, fucking fighting and all that shit. But at the end of the day, like, I could have lost my life a few times, not him. And could have ended up on the other side of it as well. And it's like I always say, man, I'm just so thankful that that's never happened. But they always say it's experience that builds character, innit? You know what I mean? And like when I seen this case, I was quite shocked. Like two 12-year-old boys doing a 19-year-old boy in a park with a machete at fucking whatever o'clock at night. Like, how are 12-year-old boys even at roaming parks at that time, man? Like, you know what I mean? Like, fuck's sake, man. Like, with machetes, you know what I mean? It's fucking just a fucking, it's a cycle, and you know what, man? We can all sit here and talk about it all we want, and we're going to fucking regulate this, and we're going to fucking do that, but the fact of the matter is, we're always going to be stuck with crime. We're always going to be stuck with knife crime. There's always got to be crime of every fucking shape or form. Know what I mean? But when it just hits home there, to me anyway, when it involves kids. Do you know what I mean? And I think a lot of it does come from being a dad. I'm not saying like before I had a kid I didn't care about kids. What I mean is it's different when you have a kid because you can see the world through a child's eyes, know what I mean? You can feel what they're feeling and all that kind of stuff, know what I mean? And it's frightening. It's the most frightening responsibility ever. But at the end of the day, you need to fucking deal with it, innit? Know what I mean? But I don't know. I don't even know how like even when I was looking at the stuff up here with the knife crime and that, and with the wee boy died a couple of weeks ago, like how are we meant to fucking tackle a culture like that for the sake of kids? Know what I mean? I think if you're still doing all this at like fucking 30, 40 year old, and I don't think there's really any talking to you, man. You either get yourself through it or you will, know what I mean? I'm not being a dick saying that, I'm just saying like the stone is set kind of thing, the plaster, the mould's made in it, like that kind of, do you know what I mean? But kids it is different because they're impressionable and they're watching fucking all these rap videos, like know how like when I was a wee guy it was like all Tupac not, and now it's all this fucking London drill piss, know what I mean? And like wee guys try to talk like they're fae there, though obviously they're trying to incorporate these kind of behaviours and characteristics or this lifestyle into their life, like the way that I used to always say, like when I was younger I was pure fascinated with like Goodfellas and all this kind of shit, and then thinking like here that looks cool as fuck because you're impressionable, you're a kid, and do you know what I mean? And it's easy to get fucking enamoured with things like that because at the end of the day, especially like kind of if you're not getting a lot of positive reinforcement in the home and or not a lot of kind of attention at the home, know what I mean? And kind of obviously speaking about myself there, or no kind of strong male run about you, whether it's a bad one or a good one, know what I mean? A lot of kids these days don't even have fucking dads or whatever, know what I mean? It's fucking, it's heartbreaking, man. Do you know what I mean? To think that fucking there's wee kids out there going through some heavy shit in the house and they're just taking it to the streets or the scheme because that's where they're getting the well, I was going to say positive reinforcement, but it's not really. It's kind of, it is positive reinforcement in their brain, but it's no positive. There's nothing positive about it. Do you know what I mean? And it's just sad that, man, like seeing kind of no, I don't want to say there is a spike in cases, obviously, because I don't really look at statistics and all that shit. Know what I mean? But one's too many. Know what I mean? 100%, man. Sad as fuck, man. To be honest with you. Two 12-year-old boys, know what I mean? And that other boy came here to fucking get medical attention for his eyesight and ends up dead like that. It's fucked up beyond compare. Do you know what I mean? Honestly, man. And sometimes when you look at things like that, you think, oh, it's in Wolverhampton, it's in London, it's in fucking wherever, and you think it couldn't happen to you, but it could, man. Do you know what I mean? Just it's always the same young guys walking about in kind of, don't want to say no go zones, right? But areas that are kind of off the grid a wee bit in parks and down here and this wee nook and cranny and what, and they're like, who's that walking towards us? I've done it. Fuck's sake. And it's happened to me as well, fuck's sake. You know what I mean? It's walking through places, not, and you just see them all looking at you, you're like, oh, here we go on it, man. You know what I mean? You either need to run or fucking fight. No good, mate. So, honestly, man, just fucking shite. But the wee boys are up for sentencing in July, and probably fucking cause of their age, man, they'll get about, I think they'll get about 10 year, 15 year or something. I think if obviously if you're older and you're doing that, man, sentences are going up, innit? Do you know what I mean? It's fucked up, man, honestly. But I know I've not been doing lives and all that. I've not been on at all really, hinting know, but fucking just with that, well, when the weather has been good, fuck's sake, 1 minute is alright, next minute it's no, but I need to fucking try and get on soon, on the weekend or something, when my wee boy's no here, do you know what I mean? But I'm going to head anyway. Uh, just wanted to come on and talk about it, because I seen it today, know what I mean? Like, another one, know what I mean? Two 12-year-old boys, man. 3 families fucking wrecked, know what I mean? Trust me, man, there's just nothing good will ever come out of carrying a blade with you, honestly. You might get away with it once, man, but sooner or later the fucking odds are there's got to be a charge resulting out of you carrying that, and if you're lucky, that charge will be the police have caught you it. It will no be that blade is sticking out somebody. That's when you'll be unlucky. Do you know what I mean? And you might be that unlucky, it could be you. So, and this is what I said before. Somebody said to me, that used to work for the Metropolitan Police. She said, I don't know how many murder scenes I've been to where the victim was somebody who was killed with their own knife. Do you know what I mean? So, if any youngsters are watching, hope you're taking heed. Do you know what I mean? And if anybody ever pulls an iPhone, you run. There's no shame in running for a cunt with a blade. Know what I mean? I tell my kid that all the time. Do you know what I mean? There's no shame in it at all. So don't be shy to run. If anybody ever pulls a blade on you, hopefully they don't. Touch wood, know what I mean? But it's just fucking gives me the fear, man. But anyway, yous all have a good Monday night. And I will speak to you next time I'm on. Catches.